Our project is looking at how well coordinated different types of plans that local governments adopt that affect land use and development in hazardous areas. Local governments adopt many types of plans with major investments, capital improvement programs, land use plans, transportation plans, housing plans, and they all typically are backed by regulations or incentives, subsidies, investments, and so on. And there's rarely been a look at coordinating these plans to advance more resilient communities. What we want to do is develop a user-friendly tool, a guidebook, as well as a simple piece of software so that you can track the proposed actions in each plan and the geographic areas each proposed action affects. What we're seeing is a great buildup in high-hazard coastal areas around the U.S. And why is that? Why aren't we seeing a reverse? And I think that we spend a lot of time developing data and good science in terms of hazard modeling, good science in terms of trying to do vulnerability assessments, how vulnerable people are, but how well is that science being integrated into the way communities make decisions and plan for future vulnerability from hazards. We found, for example, before Hurricane Sandy hit the New York, New Jersey area, many plans where you'd have a hazard mitigation plan adopted that had a large zone on a map indicating it's a repetitive loss, severe repetitive loss zone, and it qualifies for FEMA buyout and relocation funds. In the same geographic area inside a city, you'll see maybe the capital improvement program or the comprehensive plan say, well, we want complete streets, we want to make walkable streets, we want smart growth, raise the densities, mix the uses, and we want to economically revitalize maybe some of the blighted downtowns. Same areas. So one plan saying one thing and the other plan saying another thing. And so we want to try to come up with a technique where we can identify the conflicts across plans and look at the spatial variation within communities. Communities consist of neighborhoods, downtowns, residential neighborhoods, commercial corridors, and many of those neighborhoods are intersected by hazards, as well as future hazards driven by climate. So I think that the project will greatly benefit the field in terms of urban planning and emergency management, and even in engineering when it comes to infrastructure, to advance, limit the conflicts and duplication of effort, inefficiencies that come with this, also create a less vulnerable, more resilient city in the multiple dimensions that means. We've not only developed the tool as a research tool, but we're now developing an application and evolving the application from the start in 3 demonstration communities. San Luis Obispo, California, League City, Texas, and Norfolk, Virginia. And we're working with local officials there. Each city council has approved in-kind donation to our project, where we have staff donated to be able to self-evaluate their own plans. And we think that's important because if you self-evaluate rather than have an outside researcher do it for you, the self-evaluation, you learn from that. We want to see changes in zoning and infrastructure decisions and zoning densities and land use type subdivision ordinances as a result of the application. And we're beginning to see that now.